If you look around, it's pretty clear that humanity is facing this incredibly complex web of crises all at once. We're talking climate disruption, social breakdown, ecological collapse. Some people are even calling it a polycrisis. And it really feels like we're standing at a major turning point, a civilizational threshold. So let's dive into a framework that's designed to help us navigate this exact moment.
This really captures the massive choice we're facing, doesn't it? We can keep going down the path we're on, which could very well lead to collapse, or we can consciously choose a new way forward. The question isn't if things are going to change, they are. The question is how. Is it going to be through a chaotic, unconscious breakdown, or through a deliberate, conscious design? So, how do we even start to wrap our heads around a choice that big? Well, there's a really useful framework for this called the two loops model. It gives us a mental map to visualize the two completely different paths our civilization could take from here. Let's break down what those two loops really are. If you look at history, this pattern shows up again and again. You've got one loop, that's the dominant system. It grows, it gets powerful, but eventually it becomes rigid, brittle, and can't adapt. At the same time, you have the second loop of new ideas, new experiments, new ways of doing things starting to pop up. But here's the problem. That transition from the old to the new can be incredibly chaotic. Too often, those emerging systems can't find each other, can't connect, and can't scale up fast enough. And that's when you get collapse. Okay, so let's put these two side by side. On one hand, you have loop one, the dominant system. It's getting brittle, and how does it respond to a crisis? By trying to clamp down, intensify control, and just do more of the same old thing that's not working anymore. Then, on the other hand, you have loop two. It's buzzing with amazing new ideas and new ways of relating. But all these efforts are like little islands. They're isolated, they're fragmented, they can't see each other, they can't work together, so they just can't get the traction they need. And that right there is the million-dollar question. How do we build a bridge across that gap? How do we help all those incredible but disconnected efforts in that second loop finally connect and work together so we can literally leapfrog that historical pattern of collapse? And this is where the Phoenix paradigm enters the picture. Now, it's not trying to be the new system itself. That's a key distinction. Instead, think of it as the essential infrastructure. It's the bridge that could actually allow us to make that leap from loop one to loop two, but to do it consciously and collaboratively. So, how in the world would that even work? Well, here's a great way to think about it. The global airline system, Sabre. Sabre doesn't own any airplanes, right? It doesn't employ any pilots. It's just the invisible background infrastructure that lets thousands of different, competing airlines all work together seamlessly. The idea is that Phoenix could do the exact same thing for all the regenerative projects around the world, connect them without controlling them. Here's another analogy that I think really helps. Think about your smartphone. Before it came along, you had a separate camera, a separate map, a separate calendar, a separate music player. The smartphone didn't invent those things, it just integrated them into one place. And in doing so, made everything way more powerful. Phoenix aims to do the same for our social tools, integrating what we need for collaboration, governance, and making sense of the world into one interoperable platform, basically giving our collective intelligence a massive upgrade. Now, let's be super clear about this because it's important. Look at what Phoenix is and what it is not. It is a collaboration infrastructure. It is not a centralized authority telling everyone what to do. It is a transparency environment. It is not a surveillance system. It's an open invitation to co-design our future, not some top-down plan. The whole point is to enable, not command. Okay, so that's the what. But the real question is, how does this actually work? What are the nuts and bolts? What are the core principles that could allow this kind of healthy, large-scale collaboration to happen? Let's get into the mechanics. It all rests on 4 pillars that work together. First up, you've got pro-social principles. This is the ethical bedrock. Things like having a shared purpose, being fair about how you distribute costs and benefits, and being transparent. Non-negotiable stuff. Second, there's sociocracy. This is a system for making decisions based on consent, not top-down control. It's all about finding solutions that are good enough for now and safe enough to try, so everyone feels heard. Third is ikigai, the Japanese concept. Here, it means designing systems where what you love to do and what you're good at can actually serve the group's collective purpose. It makes contributing truly meaningful. And finally, agentic AI. And this is key. The AI is used as a tool for sensemaking, like a really smart compass that helps the group navigate complexity. It's not an AI overlord, it's a guide. I think this quote just hits the nail on the head. Phoenix is trying to learn from nature, from life itself. Healthy ecosystems thrive because of distributed intelligence and collaboration, not because there's a CEO of the forest. The goal here is to apply that same life-affirming logic to our own human systems. All right, so once you have this kind of framework in place, you can start to imagine a totally new kind of coordinated action, one that can connect what's happening in a small town with what's needed for the entire planet. Just take a look at this diagram. You can see the Phoenix system right there in the middle, acting as a bridge. It lets a small community project in, say one bioregion, connect with, learn from, and align with similar projects happening halfway around the world. And it helps them see how their local work fits into the bigger planetary picture. This is so crucial because it means global strategies are actually informed by what's happening on the ground, and local actions add up to something coherent. So, to put it another way, its ultimate purpose is to be a conscious evolution engine. It's not trying to be the new world. It's the scaffolding, both digital and social, that helps that healthier, more connected second loop finally emerge and weave itself together. And this is what that leapfrog really looks like in practice. Phoenix is designed to help us make these huge shifts, from a world of fragmentation to one of coherence, from zero-sum competition to meaningful contribution, from reacting out of fear to consciously collaborating. And maybe the biggest one of all, from that old pattern of unconscious collapse to a future of conscious evolution. Which, of course, leaves us with the ultimate question. The tools are being imagined, the frameworks are being built, the historical pattern of what happens if we do nothing is painfully clear. So the choice really is ours. Are we ready to choose conscious collaboration over historical collapse?